Hi everyone, this is Marina with the Chef Sparrow. I hope life is treating you well. Thank you for watching and subscribing, and thank you for all your likes and comments. Today I'll share my borscht recipe with you. There are about 70 classical recipes of borscht. This soup will stay well preserved in the fridge for a week easily, so you can have it for lunch or dinner every day. I usually freeze it in containers on the third day. This dish can be made with or without the meat. Some people add beans or big chunks of pork fat to it. You can literally tailor this recipe to your taste. For my 8 quart pot, I use 3 baked potatoes, 1 medium and 2 small carrots, or 1 large carrot, 1 large onion, 1 large red beetroot, 1 red bell pepper, half of small head green cabbage, sauerkraut to taste, salt to taste, 1 large bay leaf, half of tomato paste from 6-ounce can. Meat bones, this time I'm using 2 strips of pork St. Louis ribs from Costco. I will leave classical proportions of ingredients under the description below. As you can see, I filled pot with water enough to boil ribs for a couple hours, but with plenty of the bouillon left for making borscht. Once ribs started boiling, I reduced the heat below medium, just enough to get bouillon boiling slowly. I removed protein foam and added bay leaf and salt. Let ribs boil slowly for about 1.5–2 hours. In the meantime, I prepared other ingredients. I peeled potatoes, carrots, onion, and beet, cut potatoes in short strips, chopped onions and red bell pepper in smaller pieces. Carrots and beet can be either grated coarsely or shredded using some type of food processor, like I'm using Ninja here. Cabbage thinly shredded. Once bouillon is cooked to your liking, add potatoes first. When they are halfway done, add sauerkraut to taste. If you add sauerkraut first, before you add potatoes, then potatoes will take longer to cook. While potatoes are cooking, you can start the zazharka for the borscht. I think the closest equivalency in English for word zazharka would be stir fry. Anyway, add a little bit of vegetable oil to your frying pan. I'm using my favorite cast iron pot in this video. Then fry onions until they're cooked. Then bell pepper, cook that until it's done. Add carrots, cook them until done. Then red beets, cook until done completely. Or if you are using food processor like I'm using here, then carrots and red beets can be mixed together, and then you just cook both of them until they are done. Once all of the vegetables are cooked, add tomato paste dissolved in some bouillon. Cook it for another minute or so, set it aside until next step is finished. When potatoes are almost done, taste for salt and add more if needed. Then immediately add shredded cabbage. Regulate thickness of borscht by the amount of potatoes and cabbage you add, taking into consideration that you will be adding onions, carrots, and beets as well. The thickness should not be too thin or too thick. Once you've added cabbage, remove from heat as soon as borscht started boiling again. After you remove the borscht from the heat, add your prepared zazharka, give it a good mix, and enjoy your borscht. A little life hack. When you open brand new can of tomato paste, use half and put rest of it into a smaller container and then cover it with oil completely to prevent oxygen access to the paste. Store it in the fridge. If covered properly with the oil, the paste preserves well for about 3 weeks. And then you can use that oil from the paste in next time you make zazharka. Freshly cooked borscht can be eaten straight or with sour cream or with mayonnaise. I like to add ground black pepper and sliced fresh garlic to my plate. Next day, borscht has even more intense flavor, and that's why some people prefer not to eat it when it's fresh. My borscht is very tasty either way, freshly cooked or the next day. If you have extra potatoes left, you can make French fries in the air fryer like I am doing in this video. Leftover cabbage can be made into its own dish, slow roasted cabbage. I will make a video about how I make slow roasted cabbage sometime later. Try making my borscht recipe and let me know in the comments how it turned out or if you have any questions. That's it for today's recipe. Thank you for cooking with me. Stay safe and I'll see you next time.